Hey everyone, hope you're having a great day. You're listening to the RX Daily Dose. Today's episode is being recorded for Monday, October 17th, and I'm your host, Ian Parnagoni. We update this podcast for healthcare providers, medical professionals, and anyone who has an interest in drug updates. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on all your favorite podcast platforms and social media, including iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, and Instagram. All links can be found in the show notes below. Just two updates that I saw from the FDA this week: an updated EUA for the Pfizer and Moderna bivalent COVID-19 vaccines, and a statement from the FDA on the current shortage of amphetamine salts. As always, feel free to skip around. I'm going to include times in the show notes so you get the updates that interest you. So first up this week, the FDA amended the emergency use authorizations of the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine bivalent and the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine bivalent to authorize their use as a single booster dose in younger age groups. The Moderna COVID-19 vaccine bivalent is authorized for administration at least 2 months following completion of primary or booster vaccination in children down to 6 years of age. The Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine bivalent is authorized for administration at least 2 months following completion of primary or booster vaccination in children down to 5 years of age. These bivalent COVID-19 vaccines include an mRNA component of the original strain to provide an immune response that is broadly protective against COVID-19, and an mRNA component in common between the Omicron variant BA4 and BA5 lineages to provide better protection against COVID-19 caused by the Omicron variant. The mRNA in these vaccines is a specific piece of genetic material that instructs cells in the body to make the distinctive spike protein of the original virus strain and the Omicron variant lineages BA4 and BA5. The spike proteins of BA4 and BA5 are identical. It's important to note that the monovalent Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine is no longer authorized as a booster dose for individuals 5 through 11 years of age. Both the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine and Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine continue to be authorized for primary series administration in individuals 6 months of age and older. For each of the bivalent COVID-19 vaccines authorized, the FDA relied on immune response and safety data that it had previously evaluated from a clinical study in adults of a booster dose of a bivalent COVID-19 vaccine that contained a component of the original strain of SARS-CoV-2 and a component of Omicron lineage BA1. The FDA considers such data as relevant and supportive of vaccines containing a component of the Omicron variant BA4 and BA5 lineages. In addition, the FDA has evaluated and considered immune response and safety data from clinical studies of the monovalent mRNA COVID-19 vaccines, including as a booster dose in pediatric age groups. These data and real-world experience with the monovalent mRNA COVID-19 vaccines, which have been administered to millions of people, including young children, support the EUA of the bivalent COVID-19 vaccines in younger age groups. And here's some high-level information on data for each of the bivalent vaccines. The data supporting FDA's authorization of a single booster dose of the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine bivalent for both the 6 years through 11 years age group and 12 through 17 years age group is based on the FDA's previous analysis of immune response and safety data from a clinical study in adults 18 years of age and older who received a booster dose of Moderna's investigational bivalent COVID-19 vaccine that contained a component of the original strain of SARS-CoV-2 and a component of Omicron lineage BA1. For the 12 through 17 years age group, The authorization is also based on the effectiveness of the single booster dose of the monovalent Moderna COVID-19 vaccine in this age group. The FDA's analysis included a comparison of the immune response among approximately 250 clinical trial participants in this age group who received a single booster dose of Moderna COVID-19 vaccine at least 5 months after completion of a 2-dose primary series of a vaccine to the immune responses among approximately 300 clinical trial participants 18 through 25 years of age who had received a 2-dose primary series of Moderna COVID-19 vaccine in a previous study which demonstrated the vaccine to be effective in preventing COVID-19. The immune response to the booster dose of Moderna COVID-19 vaccine in the 12 through 17 years age group was comparable to the immune response to the 2-dose primary series in the adult participants. For the 6 through 11 years age group, the authorization is also based on the effectiveness of a single booster dose of the monovalent Moderna COVID-19 vaccine in this age group. The FDA's analysis included a comparison of the immune response among approximately 100 clinical trial participants 6 years through 11 years of age who received a single booster dose of Moderna COVID-19 vaccine at least 6 months after completion of a 2-dose primary series of the vaccine to the immune responses among approximately 300 clinical trial participants 18 through 25 years of age who had received a 2-dose primary series of Moderna COVID-19 vaccine in a previous study which demonstrated the vaccine to be effective in preventing COVID-19. The immune response to the booster dose of Moderna COVID-19 vaccine in the 6 through 11 years age group was comparable to the immune response of the 2-dose primary series in the adult participants. And the data supporting the authorization of a single booster dose of the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine bivalent for individuals 5 through 11 years of age is based in part on the FDA's previous analysis of immune response and safety data from a clinical study in adults greater than 55 years of age who received a booster dose of Pfizer-BioNTech's investigational bivalent COVID-19 vaccine that contained a component of the original strain of SARS-CoV-2 and a component of Omicron lineage BA1. In addition, the authorization is based on the FDA's previous analysis of safety and effectiveness data of a booster dose of monovalent Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine in children 5 through 11 years of age. The fact sheets for both of the bivalent COVID-19 vaccines for recipients and caregivers and for healthcare providers include information about potential side effects as well as the risks of myocarditis and pericarditis. The amendments to the EUA were issued to Moderna and Pfizer. And finally, on October 12th, the FDA posted a notice on a shortage of the immediate release formulation of amphetamine mixed salts, commonly referred to by the brand name Adderall or Adderall IR, on their drug shortage website. The FDA states they are in frequent communication with all manufacturers of amphetamine mixed salts, and one of these companies, Teva, is experiencing ongoing intermittent manufacturing delays. Other manufacturers continue to produce amphetamine mixed salts, but there is not sufficient supply to continue to meet the U.S. market demand through those producers. Amphetamine mixed salts, including Adderall, are FDA approved for the treatment of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder and narcolepsy. Until supply is restored, there are alternative therapies, including the extended release version of mixed amphetamine salts, available to healthcare professionals and their patients for mixed amphetamine salts approved indications. Patients should work with their healthcare professionals to determine their best treatment option. While a number of companies make Adderall and generic versions, pharmacies may find it difficult to pivot to other suppliers because of the amphetamine's status as a controlled substance. That typically includes restrictions on its use and monitoring of prescription orders. Any given pharmacy might risk raising red flags with the DEA by doubling its supply. Patients have been reporting for months and almost every day that they are unable to get prescriptions filled. Many provider offices are having to reissue prescriptions in different doses and formulations to help patients receive treatment. Even then, some come up short and, without their medication, may miss deadlines or forget important tasks if they are working in a high-pressure situation. FDA's drug shortage webpage includes additional information about the shortage and is updated regularly. The FDA continues to use all the tools they have available to help keep supply available for patients and will provide public updates regarding the Adderall shortage. And that's all I have for right now. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I'll include all links in the show notes below, so please go back and check those out too. Please connect with me on any of your social media platforms and give me feedback on what you heard today. I'd love to know what you thought about the episode. And as always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts. And thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of your day.